all kinds of narratives that are false narratives, fiction. So let's talk about real life. Let's talk about the real origins of our music, of our history, of our peoplehood. And when you start to do that, you inevitably end up in Black Africa. Kenny was a black man in America, living up to his abilities and his faculties that he was born with. Yeah. In the midst of this perilous times and place. Yeah. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. And so, when he passed away, I mean, I was thankful for the family to ask me, Eric, man, would you just put down what you're doing? Everyone's too busy. I was busy that day. And I wasn't even sure if I was going to make it to the hospital, even though Marilyn had been calling me for the last 2 days. Come down, Eric. Well, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And Kenny's right here with me. And so, to exist in this life, people make all kinds of sacrifices. And we have to move on. We have to do what's right. And we have to be present for the little ones. We got to be here for them because no one else is here for them except for us. And Kenny was that way. He was here for a lot of the young ones, and I include myself in that. When I first met Kenny, he had knew my parents for a while. He knew my mom back in 1966, 1967 in St. Louis, Missouri, as a high school student who went to the same high school as my dad. He was interested in the avant-garde black artist movement that was happening at the time. Julius Hemphill, Oliver Lake, Catherine Dunham, who's a dancer, was an inspiration for all of them because she went back and she said, let's see what the Africans were doing with their dance moves. Let's bring it to America because we need a little juice, we need a little juju. And so, Kenny Reed was like of that school, but he was also of the school of modern day American city life, which is a mixture of danger, of bare bones survival, of imagination, of stamina. You know, and if you played with Kenny, you know about stamina. You need some stamina to keep up with that. But anyway, you know, I just want to just acknowledge that that we're missing that generation. And it's amazing that even now we're talking about the Vietnam generation going away. And they were the young generation. They were the ones who had like made these different questions come to the fore. And now where are we? And so we really need to think about this generational memory and keeping it going forward. That's what music's all about. That's what family's about, is keeping generational memory together. And so Kenny, I'm really, you know, speaking of generational baby, I was like, what? Who's that? Who's that next to? What? You look so grown and mature, and it's just beautiful to see you here tonight. I was like, it seemed like you grew a foot since I seen you last or something, and then you know a foot in earthly height is like, you know, infinity in spatial time and space matter. Because this is where we're at. This is the music. This is all about it. It's invisible. This is what touches us all. Anyway, so I'm just really happy to be here. And thank you, Marilyn, for bringing this together. Inspirational sounds, the Gospels, the African experience. Why is the gospel music so entrenched in the African experience? Is because the spirit itself is entrenched. The divinity of the human experience. We got to remember this, especially in this day and age with a leader like who we have to remember what is really true. And in the era of fake news, let's keep this stuff real. It's raw and it's real, and it's not always pleasant, but we need to keep strong and keep posted to caring about our young ones, caring about the music, caring about each other, caring about community. And that's what really, even though Kenny is gone now, we will remember that about him, that he always stayed true. Even in his last years, he didn't put down his drumsticks. I remember, a week and a half before he passed away, I said, man, I got a gig at the Mims house. I just came up, we got to do something this fall. Thanksgiving's coming up now. We got to do a little gig. You know how we do. Every year, annually, traditional. Do a little something. And so he couldn't bring his drum set, but he did bring his book of Ken, his poetry. Cool. We had a wonderful night, ate some food, had some couscous and whatnot. Didn't even have any meat on the table. But it was really nice to be there with Kenny and hang out. I'm going to play this one tune, and then I'm going to invite up the core group. We have a pianist, a drummer, saxophone player, a guitar player, right? I'd like you all just to join us all at once. We'll have a nice big band, and we'll do some homage to this great musician and whatnot. But I'm going to play this one tune. I don't even know which one it is yet.
You're forever young if you seek the truth.
All right, love you, Kenny.
All right. Here come the boys.
Please welcome to the stage many of Kenny's wonderful friends and musicians, allies and partners, moving this narrative of love forward. Love against the odds. Let's do this.